Highlands Minis makes some outstanding fantasy models, and they've been doing it for quite some time. They released these Swamp Goblins earlier this year, and I am a huge fan of the character these guys are packed with. I started off with a purple base coat for their robes, and followed that up with a green coat for the skin. I found I was able to get away with just one coat on both of these. Bronze Metallic was next. I love this hammered copper from the prismatic paint line. I put this all over various metallic bits that these guys have. After that, I mixed 50-50 gray and brown to make a washed out wood color for the bows and pikes. I realized I made a bit of a mess base coating with the metallic and brown, so I went through with the same purple and green and cleaned up some spots, and patched any spots that there wasn't enough coverage from the first coat. Blue was next, just for some small details such as the bow grips, arrow feathers, and little bags that some of them have. I like this blue because it's an interesting color that kind of clashes against the other two, but not too much. Now that the models were more or less fully base coated, I worked on doing shadows first. For the robes, I mixed dark blue and purple together, maybe around 40-60, to make a darker, richer purple for the shadows. For the skin, I did the same, but with green. I think that using this dark blue as a shadow color was a good choice, as it helped unify the hue shifts for the shading. After that, I highlighted the robes. Warlord purple is one of my favorite colors from the game color line, and I was sad to see that it was reformulated with the new refresh. I got my hands on the new formula and layered the colors side by side, new and old, and I honestly couldn't tell the difference once it was on the model, so good news. Hit the skin with 2 shades of green highlighting. Once I was done with that, I worked on a little detailing. I mixed white and Warlord purple together and did some edge highlighting on just a few spots on the robes. I hit the wood with a slightly darker and lighter variation of the original mix I made and added some shadows and texture. And finally, I did a test to see which brown paint I could use with the metallic bronze. I used these paints to apply edge highlights and shadows onto the metal bits. After that, I based them up and called them done. These guys were a joy to paint. They have a perfect amount of detail. I am absolutely in love with their designs, packed with a ton of expression and a wide variety of different poses and sculpts. You're only looking at nearly 7 of 30 different models that were from this release. These have been by far my best experience with supports. Not too dense, easy release, and I had 0 failed prints. As I was painting them, I noticed how they were sculpted, and it's not just the supporting work that makes them great. It's the top-notch sculpting that Highlands Minis puts into it. I may be going on, but these are honestly one of the best experiences I've had, from printing to painting. I am excited to paint up the other bucket loads of goblins and other things I've gotten from them in the last couple months.